For sure this time.
Awesome. Okie dokie. We're on.
Good morning, everybody. It is Brenda and Dr. Dave. How you doing today, Dr. Dave?
Fantabulous.
Awesome. And we are here with What If 365 Positive Possibilities for Your Life. So it is a wonderful day because there is always options and always possibilities. So if you're just joining us here, we are going to be going live from now on YouTube, which is really exciting. We had some technical things go on this morning, and the universe just decided that no, we're not going to do it the old way anymore. We're going to try something new. So once we figured that out, which took us a little bit of time, but we finally came to the lesson and went, oh, that's what you want us to do. So yeah, so from now on you can check us out on YouTube. So definitely like and subscribe. And it's going to take us a little bit, but we are going to get all the other, I think it's 23 episodes that
No
we have
way.
done with Nature's Divas, and then 23 with What If. So I think this is our
Really?
24th or 25th episode, which is really cool. So
Holy
it'll take a
cow.
little bit of time, but those will be up so you can check out all the other videos that we have done. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And if you are here for the first time, we just spent some time with conversations with Nature's Divas, where I pull cards from my Nature's Divas Oracle deck. And we talk about that. And what's really fun is when we come to the what if, it ties everything that we talked about with Nature's Divas along with what if in a nice tidy little package, which is really, really cool. So my book is up on Amazon, and you can get it on Amazon, and there's a journal along with it as well. And so what I like to do, you can do this, like there's one for every day, so you can do it from start to finish. You can just pick as you want. But for these days, what I like to do is just ask what our message is for the day and then open it up and we'll see where it is. Okay, so what if today I could learn a musical instrument? Hmm, always need a little bit
Alrighty
of
then.
music in our life. Have you
What page
ever?
might that be?
That is on page 318.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you ever wanted to play a musical instrument? Do you play a musical instrument? Do you enjoy it? In my generation, I believe the majority of us were forced to take some type of lessons. Mine was the clarinet. It did not go well. I think my parents were very happy when I wasn't practicing the clarinet because there was a lot of awful noises that came out of there. To this day, I do not play as I was horrible, and it was quite painful listening to me play. I have, however, always wanted to play the guitar. The strumming of an acoustic guitar speaks to my soul, and I could listen to it for hours. Do you have that feeling when you listen to a certain instrument? Think back to when you listened to music and didn't think of anything else because you were focused on listening. Music gives our minds something to think about and stops the chatter. As the saying goes, music soothes the savage beast. I believe they were speaking about our internal dialogue that is constantly chattering in the back with nonsensical things. When we put on music, the chatter is redirected to listening and gives us peace for a bit. Learning an instrument doesn't happen overnight, but if you begin now, when you look back in 6 months or a year from now, you can see the progress that you've made. No one says you have to be the next Jimi Hendrix or Eric Clapton, but if it makes you happy and your soul sings, isn't that all that matters?
Beautiful.
So it ties in nicely with what we were talking about in Nature's Divas with that connection to source, to asking for help with the angels and our spirit guides because they know why we came down here. We had a chat before we came down here. They were at the meeting. So if your soul loves music and that speaks to you and resonates with you, then that is part of your gift. Those are parts of your gift that you can share with others because others may not like to play music, but they definitely like to listen to it. And
That'd be me.
yeah. And it just puts them in another plane of existence almost. Like you're just able to, like meditation music, you just float away and you forget about all your cares and all the worries and all those things. And it helps people relax and it helps that chatter. And, especially for people suffering from mental health, music is really, really important for them because them it helps their emotions and things resonate with that music and that vibration, which helps them move forward. So music
Mhm.
is very, very important. And music has a vibration. And we are vibration. We're all energy. And so that vibrates just like if it was crystal bowls or a Tibetan singing bowl, it's all music and it all resonates on some level. And, if you have been thinking or something saying, hey, what about playing the drums or what about, whatever musical instrument that is, check it out, find out more about it and share your love with whatever that is with the world, because that's what the world's waiting for. Dr. Dave.
Mhm. Beautifully said.
Thank you.
I'm one that loves to listen. Do I play any? Nope. Um, I do have, well, when it comes to singing bowls, I love those, and I do use those. I wouldn't, to me, it's a healing modality or a healing tool. Um, not just like it's not a musical instrument to me. That's so, but I absolutely love them. And crazy enough, there's a couple apps. One's really, really good, of singing bowls.
Ooh.
Um, it's singing bowls, the Tibetan ones, like it shows that, what do you call, it shows like the different bowls and chimes and everything else. Like if you were to have like a whole, your whole studio of sound healing, it has all those tools in there, and you literally do the circle around the bowl and it starts going, it does exactly what you would do in person. Ah, I would love, I used to do it all the time, especially with headphones on. It just, and then creating that own space of where and how I want to go. What is it that I'm looking to do? And depending on what that was, dictates how I'm going to use it. Um, m- I'm just going to go with music in general. Music is always, for me, it has always been a map to get to from where I am to where I want to go. And so I will always choose music with an intention of where am I at and what do I want to shift into?
Mm.
Or where I'm at and I'm happy with that and I'm content with that, do I want to um, embellish that? Do I want to make that even better? Do I want to have go deeper into that place? And so music is that was one most of the times for just me myself is one of the things that I use most frequently, I would say, about helping with intention setting and changing mood, everything. And I really do. If anyone's taking classes in person with me, it's it's not a little detail that I leave. It is absolutely a big deal of what music and when within every workshop that I do, um, or a group that I hold. it's always part, always. Because I know the intention, I know where people might be coming from and where I need them to be when they get here, and then where we're going to go once the meditation or the class or the workshop, whatever that's going to be, where I need them to go. And I would change music throughout the whole time, to suit all of those things so that I'm helping maintain the vibrational frequency of where we want to go, and what the journey is with the intention. Um, and people might not even hear or care what I have to say in that classroom. However, they're still going to come into a resonance because it is that vibrational pattern that is there. They will come into that same space, whether they're listening or not, because that's what it is, or they're going to leave. Either one, I'm fine with. So join us or go. I'm good with either. Um, I have quite a few drums um, that I've made. Um, I I joined circles, drum circles, and I love those. Um, I only do the drum using the frame drums for myself when no one would be around or exposed to that, because I don't know if that's good to anybody else, but it's great for me. I'm having fun, and it probably doesn't sound great for anyone else. But it's such an easy thing that I think a lot of folks might overlook. And two, if you have a yearning or want to try to learn, that you've always been drawn to, if you're using any of those phrases for an instrument, yes, it's about that instrument, but it's more importantly of what the tool does it have. So even if you begin looking at what that should be, or that you're looking to create from it, or what are the characteristics of that instrument, because that's what your soul is trying to add and bring you into alignment with. Which is why we should be journaling about this. That's what this entire journal, the whole piece is about, is getting in touch with that part of it. Because if you can't play it physically, what are the attributes to it? What are the characteristics? What sensations does it usually give you? And how is it seen within your environment, within your community? What are those characteristics? Because that's going to then start showing you or giving you some of the insights of why your soul is being drawn to it.
Mhm.
So, do you need to be um, on, I mean, an accomplished um, musician for whatever instrument to be able to get the benefits? No, not at all. And you may never even get that instrument. I would say yes, probably should, and would encourage that. However, there's still the lesson. Just because you're not going to do that doesn't mean that this exercise isn't beneficial for you, because it absolutely is. Look at what the metaphor is. Look at how it provides the teaching, or the I guess I would say, look at all the characteristics of it and just start writing them down, because once you get into that place, that's when it's all going to start unfolding for you. So you can then it lends its own journey. Yeah. So yeah.
Absolutely. And you have different music for different emotions that you have. I happen to like listening to Rob Zombie when I'm angry. Would you know that? No, by looking at me, probably not, but I just have that crank and it just sort of deflates all the anger. But like I
Not surprised though. I'm not. Would have thought it? No. Am I surprised? No.
there you go. Like the Ramones too, went to a couple of their concerts but then on the other side, when I had my store, Enya and Lorena McKennitt were and poor
Oh,
Vanessa, I traumatized her boys with Enya. They do not like listening to it. They're like, no,
really?
no. But I still love Enya. And Lorena McKenna, it just soothes my soul. So like
Mm,
depending on what emotions you're feeling, you're going to choose different music to go with that. And it all speaks to your soul. So it's pretty cool. So, and it's nice to start your morning there during, all the nonsense that was going on. It's like, ugh, you get up in the morning, but it's like, all right, let's crank some tunes here, some happy music,
mm,
and dance around just to lighten the mood and raise your vibration
mm.
to, feel happy if you're stuck in a slump and nothing's doing it for you. Just put on, Walking on Sunshine or just some jazzy tune and, dance around a little bit because that raises your vibration as well and just makes you smile. And it's a really good place to be. I don't listen to music all the time because I like the silence, but when I do, it's cranked up and get my grandchildren involved and gotta love Stompin' Tom as well. Always dancing
Nice.
around to Stompin' Tom with my grandkids, and they just love that. So, all different kinds of music. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. I I have always used music has been that thing in my life always has been just that mood um setter really. I mean 'cause it's I've always done that wherever I'm at and where do I want to go or how do I want to make this even better, of where and so ah same. And it was as you were talking about that dancing around. One of the master teachers that I had for energy transformation and healing touch program, she's since passed. And she was this short little lady and very abrupt and in your face kind of lady, but the sweetest that you've ever met kind of thing. And I it was a class that I had already taken before, and I've worked with her a few times before. And so I was just retaking it because I wanted to get more and more and more of it. I didn't want to miss anything, what I missed last time. And then it ended up being something different every time. So I was taking classes all the time, over and over. But I walked in, and I was actually early and not late that day. Usually doesn't happen. But I walked in and, I've got my backpack and whatever water bottles and everything else, for the class for that day. And she's just starting to crank up the music. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, all right. And so then she meets me right at the door as I'm coming in. She's like, drop your stuff. I need your help. I'm like, okay. And I literally just like let go. It was like this intensity. I'm like, what? Let go. And she grabs me and we start dancing around the room, like spinning and dancing. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, we're set in space. We got to make sure we get in those corners. And she evidently, she was leading and we like, off into the corners
aw.
and spinning. And we just had a blast. But then it was so funny because there was maybe two people in the room. And so as the rest of the class came in, then they were just like grabbing each other's, like whoever been in there, and then the next person they would grab and they just, so it looked like it was a ballroom dancing class.
That's awesome.
I'm like, that was incredible. And everybody's just laughing because like, what's happening right now? And like, don't know, just keep going. And it was so captivating that you didn't even have a moment to even go, I don't do that. Because I really normally would never. I'm good. Have fun. Nope, didn't even have an opportunity. That was not an option. It was great. So it was a magical time. So, just like that when you're doing it with the kids. Um, I think one of the videos that were going around all this past week on I think it was on YouTube. It's been showing up on all the other social sites. And if you haven't seen it or heard about this, but Grandma doesn't need her walker anymore.
Oh, I haven't
Google
seen
it.
that one.
It's awesome. It's so
That
good. It's so good.
nice.
It's pretty simple and cheesy, but that's the whole reason. It's really super cute, and you end up watching it a couple times just because you're like, look at that. That's freaking awesome.
That's awesome.
Grandma doesn't need her walker anymore. I'm sure if you just put in grandma and a walker, you'll find it because it was so popular like all over. So definitely, definitely worth a Google search or YouTube it.
I will definitely do that. And it makes you smile. I was in the
Mm,
grocery store one day and there's music playing in the background and this elderly gentleman, he's with his wife, so he's just hanging out, and he starts dancing and just boogieing down the aisle and it makes you smile, so then you
hmm
kind of do a dance with
Yeah.
them and it's just it it just makes you smile and just changes the energy of what
hmm
you're doing because usually it's like grocery shopping, it's like whoop-de-doo. But when you see something like that, it makes you smile and you do a little dance yourself and now you're smiling and you're having a great day. So it doesn't take much to lift your vibration and change that energy
hmm
to, exude happiness and joy.
hmm Yeah. And it costs you nothing,
Mhm.
to make that kind of a change, not only for you, but the folks around you, so just like that, the grocery store. And I'm usually doing that all the time anyway. So, um, and grocery shopping, actually grocery shopping yesterday, where were we at? Oh, we were at it was a international market place that I love shopping at. Um, and I can't even remember whatever was on the radio that they were playing and stuff. It was happy, upbeat music and stuff. And my friend Denise is with me, and we had gone different ways to pick up different things or something. And we come back and we're both singing and bopping. And we're like, yeah, fist bump. It's good stuff. But it can be this wonderful connection with your community, even, so as um rolling up to somebody like at a stop sign or a stoplight, and I love looking over and seeing somebody like sing their heart out. and, and then if they like pass you or something, or you turn around and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm like, you got this is awesome. And they're like, oh, sorry. I'm like, no, it's good. I'm like, rock on. Uh, and I'm not bashful about having my own concerts in the truck.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
blast it and it's full on. So it's good. It raises the vibration, it changes everything, but then also like that allows you to send out that wonderful vibe, even if people aren't aware, but the environment's getting enriched
Mhm.
with that higher vibrational frequency that you're putting out. So it's a community service.
Absolutely. And who doesn't want more joy and happiness in their life and
Right,
spreading that around because you never know where those ripples are going to go.
for sure. Absolutely. So do your part, get some music on, people.
Absolutely. And rock
Or
on.
play, yes, or play your heart out,
Yep.
whichever's in your wheelhouse.
Do you have any last words, Dr. Dave?
Uh, I would really love to hear any of those other stories from folks about, just like that, like in public is actually what I would really love to hear of that randomness of that you got to experience in the grocery store. I think that would be really fun to be able to start reading for everybody. So if everybody can, if as you're listening in, just put and it doesn't have to be like a huge, page or nothing, but just, what you got to experience and how fun it was and what did you notice around you, kind of thing that it stuck with you, that it was, really impactful. So share with us, where's that and where you're coming from, where you're tuning in at, and anything else you'd like to share.
Absolutely.
Ta-da!
And even watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off when he was in the parade, like that dance number alone, watching that, you still want to dance, like it's just, And everybody's doing it. And a lot of that, I
Mm,
watched um, a thing on it once that a lot of those people weren't in the movie. They just started dancing. So,
really?
yeah. So it wasn't
Oh.
all choreographed. It was just like this song makes you dance. And, everybody was doing it. The kids were doing it. So
That's
it's,
awesome.
uh, you know, we're in a
Uh,
revolution here of happy dancing.
yes, absolutely. I can't wait to start watching or reading everybody's comments about these stories. So those will be, positive boosts to be able to read all the time.
Absolutely. And we're here every Monday. We're going to be live streaming to YouTube every Monday morning. So, yeah, tune in next week and like and subscribe so you can get notified when we put out another video. We are going to be having some courses coming up very shortly. So, keep in tune for that. And yeah, have a wonderful week wherever you are. And thank you so much, Dr. Dave, for being
Of
part of
course.
this. I always like hanging
So
out with
fun.
you and having fun. So looking
Me
forward to
too.
next week and doing it again.
Woohoo!
Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Okay. Take care.